Imagine standing on a quiet hill at sunset, and suddenly two more suns rise above the horizon. This week in space, we push beyond the possible, from the birth of the first galaxies to the politics shaping the next moon landing. This is quantum curiosity, and here's what happened out there. On May 30th, the roar of engines once again echoed across Cape Canaveral. A Falcon 9 rocket, elegant and controlled, pierced the Florida sky, carrying with it a satellite designed not just for maps, but for global precision. This was the GPS 3-7 mission, the latest in a new generation of navigation satellites. These machines orbit over 20,000 kilometers above us, yet quietly guide everything from airplanes to your phone's location pin. Built by Lockheed Martin, the satellite strengthens the backbone of the global positioning system. And in a show of technical poetry, the Falcon's booster, on its fourth flight, returned to Earth just over 8 minutes later, landing gently on a shortfall of gravitas. That was the 454th booster recovery by SpaceX. What was once science fiction is now routine. The very next day, Blue Origin's New Shepard lifted off from West Texas, rising to the edge of space with 6 civilian passengers aboard. Among them, Mark Rocket, an aerospace entrepreneur from New Zealand, and now the first Kiwi to ever reach space. They soared above the Kármán line into weightlessness, into the vast silence of space, if only for a few minutes. One passenger, Jaime Alemán, had already stood at both poles, visited all 193 UN countries, and now had touched the stars. It was Blue Origin's 12th human flight, and while brief, these suborbital hops are slowly democratizing access to space. It's not just astronauts anymore, it's you, me, anyone willing to dream and buy a ticket. Meanwhile, far beyond the edge of our solar system, the James Webb Space Telescope made history. Scientists revealed the discovery of a galaxy so ancient, so distant, it existed just 280 million years after the Big Bang. They've named it MOM-Z14. A shimmering ember from the universe's cosmic dawn. Light from this galaxy took over 13.8 billion years to reach us, and it challenges everything we thought we knew. Before Webb, we assumed early galaxies would be faint, sparse, primitive, but instead we're finding them, dozens of them, glowing brightly, fully formed. It suggests that galaxies, and maybe even stars and planets, formed much earlier than our models predicted. As one astronomer put it, this isn't just a record breaker, it's a cosmic miracle. But not all space news this week was triumphant. On June 5th, Japanese startup ispace attempted its second private moon landing with a spacecraft called Resilience. It approached the Mare Frigares, the Sea of Cold, with quiet anticipation, but just 105 seconds before touchdown, silence. A faulty laser rangefinder failed to report its altitude. The lander didn't slow down, and Resilience tragically became a crater. A small SR-built rover named Tenacious was on board. It never got to explore. This marks ispace's second crash, echoing their first attempt in 2023. But failure in space is not the end. Like their spacecraft, Resilience is a name chosen for a reason. Their next mission is already scheduled for 2027. Back on Earth, space leadership took a sharp political turn. On May 31st, the White House withdrew Jared Isaacman's nomination for NASA administrator. Isaacman, a billionaire and private astronaut, once led the world's first all-civilian orbital mission. But amid Senate scrutiny, especially over his links to Elon Musk, the Trump administration pivoted. Officials stated the next NASA chief must fully align with America first. NASA, caught between politics and purpose, continues under acting chief Janet Petro for now. But the agency's direction hangs in the balance, with Artemis moon missions and space science programs waiting for clear leadership. Then came a budget blow. The White House's 2026 proposal would slash NASA's budget by nearly a quarter, from $24.8 billion to $18.8 billion. The lowest adjusted for inflation since 1961. Some of the casualties, the Mars sample return mission, vital for analysing Martian soil, the New Horizons probe, currently in the Kuiper Belt, Juno, still orbiting Jupiter and sending back breathtaking data. Even NASA's STEM education office is slated for closure. Over 5,000 jobs could be lost. Critics called it the largest single-year cut in NASA history. And while Congress holds final say, the proposal has triggered a firestorm of opposition. But not everyone in Washington agrees. On the same day, Senator Ted Cruz introduced a bill to inject $10 billion into NASA's Moon and Mars programs. A counterpunch to the cuts. His plan would fund Orion, the SLS rocket, and the Lunar Gateway, crucial for the Artemis program. And interestingly, the bill leaves room for commercial rockets like Starship to join the effort later. It's not just politics, it's positioning, to ensure America doesn't fall behind as China pushes its own lunar ambitions. The bill could prove pivotal in whether the US returns to the moon or just talks about it. And as tensions rise, Elon Musk stepped into the spotlight once more. Amid rumours the White House might pull back from SpaceX contracts, Musk issued a bold warning. If NASA cancels Crew Dragon missions, SpaceX will decommission the fleet immediately. That's the same Crew Dragon that's been ferrying astronauts to the ISS reliably since 2020. While this is likely brinkmanship, it exposes a deepening rift. NASA depends on SpaceX, not just for the ISS, but for future moon landings. Yet political headwinds are shifting. Whether this standoff escalates or resolves remains to be seen, but it's clear, in 2025, space is no longer just science and engineering. It's politics, policy, and power. This week reminded us how far we've come, and how fragile space progress can be. One spacecraft reached the stars, another fell short by seconds. A new galaxy rewrote the history of time, and here on Earth, the fate of space exploration may rest on budget sheets and Senate hearings. But through it all, one thing remains constant. The sky above us is full of stories waiting to be told. So tonight, at 21:30, go outside, look up, and remember, even when it feels like the future is uncertain, the universe is still expanding.